Hey guys, Chad here from HR4 Racing. I'm out here in the garage getting ready to start working on the car. Chase is, he went to Pigeon Forge with his cousin Landon and a few of his friends. They're going to ride go-karts at NASCAR Speedway. It's pretty fun. If you ain't done that, it's a pretty fun place to go. But he'll be back tomorrow, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on it a little bit. We're gonna do a few things. If you watch the last video, you see our race. The car was better. Every time it seems like the car gets better, but it don't really, it's not getting that much faster. And the reason is, Chase keeps saying when he's getting on it coming out of the corner, it feels like the tires are spinning, and he's got to ease on it coming out of the corner. He can't ever really get on it coming out of the corner. If you've seen in the last video, I'm kind of talked to him about getting on it harder. In different places I talked about him getting on it harder, but he says he can't get on it harder because it'll spin the tires, but it don't look like the tires are spinning. It don't ever spin sideways or slide up or anything. It handles real well. So we've been thinking about talking about it, and we think what's happening is maybe the car is better than we think it is, and the torque converter's slipping. Yeah, I really think it is. We got a stock torque converter in it. We're running a 904 transmission, and it's starting to really make sense, So we're thinking about it, or we are going to. I don't know when, but we're going to put a direct drive in it. I really think that's what's holding us back right now. No matter what we do, we just can't get really faster. We're getting better, just not much faster. I think it's just, that torque converter slipping. So I called TCI Friday. It's Saturday today, and I'm pretty sure they have a bell housing they can put on it so it'll fit on a small block Dodge. I'm gonna call them Monday and talk to them more about it and see what we got to do. Cause I mean, there's that. It's got to work with the mid plate, our flywheel, our flex plate, the starter. I got to figure all that out, and I would like to be able to get it in this before this year is up to try it, But I don't know. We just have to see. It'll cost a couple grand too, So. We just got to figure that out, but that's one thing we're thinking about for the future that I think is going to really, really step up our game where we fall in the field, But that's one thing, I mean, there's other things we're wanting to do maybe, but we may or may not add some weight before we race again to the car. 'Cause, I mean, if we're getting traction, I don't know if it'll help us or do any good, but we can add some weight. One thing that hurts us is our rear percentage. This engine is not set back, for one. Here's the number one spark plug. You can see it's well in front of our ball joint. We can move the engine back 4 inches, which would help a lot. And we'll probably do that this winter, depending on a few other things. But we might do that this winter. That'll help us a lot. Our rear percentage is only 45%, and I think most people try to get between 50 and 60%. That's a big difference. But I'd like to get that other transmission in first and see how that'll help us, because that's going to be a pretty big job moving it back. Either way, we might move it back just because I know it'll help us a lot. But anyway, for this week, one thing, we fixed the oil leak, but there still was a little bit of oil coming out. It wasn't bad like the week before. A few times, a few little puffs come out. For some reason, this valve cover is leaking now. The gasket, is leaking. Not sure. I put a new type of gaskets on here the last few races, and I've always used cork gaskets. These are like a steel core neoprene gasket, so I may have over tightened it and cut it because I put these studs in here, and it was easier to get them tighter better, I wasn't really sure about that, so maybe I over tightened it. I'm gonna pull that off and look at it and maybe put cork gaskets back on it. I don't know. I've never really had a problem with valve covers leaking, and I've always used cork gaskets, so I may change that back. I'm gonna look at it anyway. And also, okay, our toe. I checked our toe. This is how I check our toe. I made these things so I can I can check the toe. Got on each side, see. But it's towed in, so, and it needs to be towed out a little bit. So I'm gonna reset the toe. And tires, we bought 2 new tires at the track. They're right there. The American Racer distributor was there. So we bought 2 new tires finally. We've been talking about doing that, so we did that. So I'm gonna mount them and check the size and see if the stagger's right for what we're trying to get. I'm gonna do that. So, and then Chase will be here tomorrow, and we'll do a few other things, when he's here. But hang out and we'll get started. Okay, so I just hooked the tape measure on here and measure across, and we're almost 61 inches on that side, and this side we are 60 and a half, so we're towed in a ½ inch. And we really need to be towed out a quarter to a ½ inch. So the way you adjust the toe is with the tie rods, and you can they're adjustable, so you can move them. You can move your toe in and out with it. So I'm going to shorten my tie rods, and it'll tow it back out. Okay, so I put jacks under the front end on both sides there. So I've got it at where it'd be sitting on the ground, and it was still about a ½ inch towed in. So I've loosened up my clamps on the tie rod. This is how you do it. There's 2 clamps on the tie rod. You loosen those clamps, and then you can take a screwdriver and you can turn it. I put a mark right here because so one side of the tie rod is right-handed threads and one side is left-handed threads. So if you turn it with marker, you can tell if it's going in and out. So since this is on the back side, since I want to tow it out, I want to shorten this. So this line that I made should get closer. So I'll see if I'm going the right way. Okay, there's one turn. And I am going the right way. I guess I should have got a pair of something else to turn it with, because I can't get the screwdriver all around there. Maybe I got a shorter screwdriver. There's 2 turns. Okay, that's 2 turns, and you gotta watch it. It moves pretty quick, because not only is this side going in, but the other tie rod's going in too. So for the amount of distance this goes in, that goes in the same distance. So say you go 1/8 inch here, 1/8 inch there, there's 1/4 inch. Not only that, see where I'm measuring it way out here, that's farther distance than here. So a 1/4 inch here is going to be a lot farther out here. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've went 2 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and measure it, and I'm going to see where I'm at, because I don't want to go all the way at first. Not only that too, so when you're moving the back, say you move the back 1/4 inch, you're moving the back 1/4 inch in at the same time you're moving it in. It's on a pivot point at the ball joint. So if you're moving it 1/4 inch in, this side is coming out 1/4 inch. So, you know, this stuff, you don't have to turn it very much to make it move a lot. That's why if you bend something on your front end, it gets so far out of whack. So, and I'm wanting to, if I can, I'm going to adjust both tie rods, so I try to keep them same length. But anyway, let's measure and see where we're at. All right, we are at about 61.5 on this side, and we are at about 62 on this side. So you see, I barely moved that. I was a 1/2 inch out, and now, or I was a 1/2 inch in, and now I'm a 1/2 inch out. So since I barely moved the tie rod, I'm not gonna mess with the other tie rod. I feel like it's good. So, all right, that's our toe. I just gotta tighten our clamps back up, but that's the toe. All right, now we're gonna work on these tires. What I'm gonna do, okay, this tire, it's wore out. I am going to put this tire onto that rim, and I'm going to junk that tire. This tire is an extra hard tire that we may or may not run at times, you know, but it's a pretty good tire. We're going to put it on that wheel, because I don't like that wheel as much. It's heavier, and this wheel is a brand new wheel. We ain't even ran it yet. This is one of the wheels that John gave us, and thanks again, John. So the next time we race, this wheel is going to be ran, because that tire is going to go on that wheel, and this tire is going to go on that rim. That's our new right rear. We're going to put it on that rim, and then this wheel that John also gave us, our new left rear is going to go on that one. So I'm going to swap all these around. There we go. These out. $87.5. Okay. The moment of truth. How big is this tire? Alright. That's good. That's exactly what I wanted it to be. So our stagger's right for these 2 brand new tires. Okay. Alright, that's good. So we'll scuff them up the night before the race, but that's all I'm gonna do to them tires now. Alright, we're gonna pull this valve cover off and see if we can figure out why it's leaking. Leaking between the gasket and the valve cover. It's not cracked or anything. Maybe I didn't have it tight enough on. I can see where it's clamped down right there. I don't exactly know, but I'm not going to fix it yet. I'm not going to put them back on yet because tomorrow we'll go through our lash on both sides. So, and then I'll figure out what we're going to do. If we're going to put these back on, that costed quite a bit of money, or if we want to put cork gaskets on it. So we'll figure that out. Hey guys, back out here in the shop today. This is the next day and Chase is back.
What's up?
He was pretty busy today, so we didn't really work on the car really. Cause he's trying to get ready. He's got to go out of town. Where you got to go?
Griffin, Georgia.
Griffin, Georgia.
Did you tell him about my practice day yesterday?
I told him you went. How'd it go?
Pretty all right. I think I ended up with 6 wins. Landon ended up with like 8, I think.
Hey, so Landon beat you?
Landon beat me a lot, yeah.
Is he lighter?
I think he is a little bit. I swear he kept getting the good go-kart.
Is that all? Is that all excuses?
Yeah. No, he kept running me over. No, we about got kicked out a few times.
How many times did you ride the go-karts?
A lot.
20-something times?
Yeah, maybe. I think Landon had 8 wins. And Preston had like 2, so that's 10 times. It was like 15 times, 16 times.
Yeah, so
it was fun.
So definitely, like I say, NASCAR Speedway is the way to go there.
Yeah.
For your money, if you want your money's worth, because you get an armband and just get a ride all day.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's back. We just figured we'd talk for a minute. We have both decided right on going with the cork gasket.
Yeah. I think so. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I explained it.
Yeah, so we're just going to try the cork gaskets and see how they do. I'll hold on to the other ones.
They worked before. So.
Yeah, they always worked before. But we've been talking more about the transmission. So, and like I said, we've been fighting rear grip. And it's been real confusing because you've been feeling like you're spinning your tires, right?
Yeah.
And it hasn't been looking like you've been spinning your tires.
But it's not felt the same. Like, it's not like the car's been whipping sideways on me, you know. It's just felt like I'm not going forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me now, you know, that I think about it, because the car keeps getting better and better and better, right?
We're not getting faster.
But not getting faster, really. Maybe a little bit faster, but not like it should be. So, no matter what, the direct drive will be a step up. So, we're wanting to try that. So, I'm gonna call him tomorrow and get some more details on it, and we will just go from there on how quick we can get it in. Hopefully this year, hopefully sooner than later. But anyway,
next week.
that'd be nice.
Before the points race?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. There's a race next week that's not a points race, and then the week after that's a points race. So we have a decision to make there, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not we want to race that race or skip it and wait on the points race. So part of that's going to be the transmission, and then if we don't get the transmission, do we add weight to the back and try it? I don't know, right?
Yeah.
We have to decide that too. Yeah. But anyway, we thought we'd make a quick update while Chase was here, because he's going out of town tomorrow, and you'll see him again for this video is finished at the end of the week.
Yeah. Maybe
But
we'll get done pretty quick this week.
yeah. So anyhow, that's all I'm gonna talk about tonight. I'll probably check back in a few times throughout the week, and when Chase comes in, we'll talk to him some more, see what all we got done on the car. But we'll see you in a day or two. Say bye.
See y'all.
He's going out there. Hey guys, we had an idea. We're gonna test this torque converter. We're gonna start the car up, and I got it on jack stands. We're gonna start it up and hold the brakes on. Hold the brakes on with the D in gear. I guess I need to turn my rear brakes up, huh? With it in gear, and we're gonna hold the brakes on with it in gear and see how far we can rev it up before the engine stalls or the brakes slip. There we go. All right, so let's start her up here. Okay, and the tack, that's the light. Okay, there's the tack. All right, here we go. Okay, so I guess I gotta have it on the ground. Our brakes won't hold it good enough. Our brakes won't hold it good enough with it up in the air. So maybe I need to set it down on the ground so it'll hold it better. All right, so test one fail. But maybe it's locking up. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys. So I got out of the car and I had my oldest son Dylan to get back in the car and hold the brakes with the engine off, hold the brakes, and I just kind of checked with to see if I could see if my brakes were catching good, which we got really good brakes, but I couldn't turn. Usually when your rear brakes get to where they're not catching good, you can turn them by hand, you know, with the tire, you know. But I was holding it at 600 pounds. I've got gauges on my brakes. I was holding it at 600 pounds, and it was idling at 1,000 RPMs and just blowing through the brakes. I didn't even give it gas. It was just sitting there idling and blowing through the brakes. So this engine makes a lot of torque. So, and Dylan got in the car and he held it only at like a little over 100 pounds, and it was locking up tight. Like I could feel it. I was spinning the tire and it'd lock up tight at 100 pounds. So you take 6 times that. If the torque converter was stalling, then those brakes would have held it. I mean, at an idle. I mean, come on, 1,000 RPM. So I'm pretty sure we do have stock converter. I was starting to think maybe we had a stall converter in it and didn't know it. So I was checking to see if we had a stall converter. So it must be a stock stall converter. A stock stall converter is somewhere between 1,600 to 1,800, maybe 2,000 RPMs. It stalls at supposedly, but that's with a stock engine. So whenever you got a high torque engine, that brings it way down, lower, you know. So I'm thinking it's locking up. The reason I was checking this, I checked on the direct drives. You cannot get one for a Dodge. I called TCI. They only make them to fit on the back of a Chevrolet engine. So if you run a Dodge, you got 2 choices. Well, 3. You can run an automatic, you can run a manual transmission, or you can run a racing transmission. You can run a racing transmission, but no matter what, it costs us a lot of money. Clutch and pressure plate, a good one for a Dodge is a lot of money. Like, I mean, it's up there more than a transmission, more than a racing transmission. But so I don't want to go that route. I don't want to go with the racing transmission yet, because I'd have to swap to 9-inch or do some serious. Well, no, I would 100% have to go to 9-inch, which would be some pretty good fabric modification to our chassis. Can't do that right now. So I think what we're going to do, well, I was thinking about getting another torque converter and trying it, but I don't think it's slipping. Maybe he is spinning his tires and he's just, you know, stopping it from spinning. So I think I'm just going to add a lot of weight and see how that affects. If he gets more grip, then I know it's not spinning. I actually called PTC, Performance Torque Converters. They're really high up torque converter place. Like, they know their stuff. And they have said that a stock converter is the best way to go, because it should be fully locked up on a circle track. You don't want a stock converter on a circle track. They said it should be fully locked up. You won't have no problem there, other than the horsepower loss and weight disadvantage. So I think we're just going to add a lot of rear weight and see if that'll make a change. Then we'll know for sure. So that's what we're going to try. All right, I'm going to call it a night though.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm back from my work trip. I got off. We got done quicker than we thought, anyway. But just gonna say, we decided to switch to the cork gaskets. Dad's putting them on right now, in hopes that it will keep it from leaking. Like we said before, it worked before, so it should work again, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're hoping for anyway. Alrighty. I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but we decided that we don't think our torque converter is slipping, or not as much as we thought it was anyway, if it is that tiny bit. But anyway, so we're going back to what we originally said and trying to get our rear percentage up by adding weight to the rear. And right now we're making, Dad's about to weld up this big bolt here, and it's going to be what we put our weight on so we can bolt it in there. And I guess, did you show that you already made the holes and stuff?
No, I haven't shown them.
Okay.
I drilled them last night. I'm not a good driller, so I didn't think anybody wanted to see it. It wasn't very easy.
And no, they're what size? An inch?
1 inch.
1 inch. So anyway, Dad's gonna get this welded up now. I stepped back this time. Oh! Alright. Or Dad got it welded up. See? Pretty simple. We're gonna...
That'll go up. That'll slide up through the... We got square tubing up under our car. And this will slide up through it, and then the washer.
Oh yeah, oops.
You put your weight on and then the washer on over it, and then we're gonna double nut it. We'll double nut it, make sure it don't loosen up. And you see weights fly off people's cars and into people's windshields and stuff like that. That won't happen. There ain't no way this coming out. So
No way.
that's that.
I about set my arm on there a minute ago. But it's hot. I don't know, is it?
No.
Oh, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So we gotta make one more and then put it in the car, right?
Yep. Hey guys, it's Friday night and we got the car all ready for tomorrow.
Scaled.
We're gonna race at Mountain View.
So it's scaled and dialed in.
Scaled and dialed in, Chase said.
Maybe. Maybe.
We added the weight. I'll show you the weight. Shine the light under there, Chase. So we got 75 pounds here and 75 pounds on the other side. So we got 150 pounds added to the car. And Chase had some ideas on how to set it up. Last time you thought it was actually maybe too tight.
I think so. I mean, the way I was driving it didn't help it either, but yeah, I think it was too tight.
Maybe causing you tight loose.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Okay. What are you doing different here?
Well, the other thing, I was bottoming out on the right front, so we raised the right front just a little bit to help it, and we raised the rear of the car to get some more side bite, because I'm gonna really work on tomorrow driving it in harder, the main thing. And I guess we didn't really take our bite down that much. Well,
I don't know, maybe.
we did. I think we were way more than what we scaled it at in the feature when we adjusted it, I think. But even what we scaled at, I think it was a little bit too much. But anyway, I guess the main thing is I'm trying to get it to where I can go in harder. I'm working on driving off the rear of the car.
Yeah.
And I think our weights will help on that too. So we'll see, I guess. Tomorrow's a practice day, and in my books right now, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so anyway, we got it ready, made a lot of changes, and we're just gonna see how it does. So we're gonna be at Mountain View Raceway tomorrow,
Nothing special, just a.
Nothing special, just regular race.
Well, they are having a, I think 2,000 win for the open wheel.
Oh,
modified,
so they're having a big open wheel race.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I say, hopefully we'll see some changes. Hopefully good changes. Hopefully it'll turn.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it a night and get some rest so we can not be tired tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching and hanging out with us. So it means a lot to us. But like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.